He was but 1 hour mine. This is the title page to Shakespeare's Sonnets, first published in quarto form in 1609. This is one of the saddest poems ever written, Sonnet 33. Yet these editors think it is a thought experiment. It is not merely an intellectual exercise. Let's see what the poem says. Full many a glorious morning have I seen flatter the mountain tops with sovereign eye, kissing with golden face the meadows green, gilding pale streams with heavenly alchemy. Anon permit the basest clouds to ride with ugly wrack on his celestial face, and from the forlorn world his visage hide, stealing unseen to west with this disgrace. Even so my sun one early morning did shine, with all triumphant splendor on my brow, but out alack he was but 1 hour mine. The region cloud hath masked him from me now. Yet him for this my love no whit disdaineth. Sons of the world may stain when heaven's sun staineth. In the first quatrain, the first 4 lines, the poet is describing some of the beauty in his life. Full many a glorious morning have I seen flatter the mountain tops with sovereign eye. Is describing the sovereign eye as the sun, kissing with golden face the meadows green, gilding pale streams with heavenly alchemy. He's been in the mountains, I've been in the mountains, and I know that this is written from personal experience. Then he bitterly switches in the next quatrain to what is bad. Anon permit the basest clouds to ride with ugly wrack on his celestial face, and from the forlorn world his visage hide, stealing unseen to west with this disgrace. He has made an abrupt turn, a volte-face, to describe something that is quite ugly, quite different than the first quatrain. The clouds are base, mean, low. The forlorn world is sad, and the clouds hide the sun's face. But what is the disgrace? Perhaps it is his disgrace. Then he describes a change of fortune. Even so, my sun one early morning did shine, with all triumphant splendor on my brow. And then he writes this enigmatic line on line 11. But out alack, he was but 1 hour mine. Does this mean this fortune, this sun, was lost within an hour? And if so, what kind of fortune was it? Well, it doesn't mean this, that it's a fortune, and here is why. The uppercase letter Gematria sum for all letters is 242. We add the sonnet number to get 275. We add the number of lines to get 289. We Add the number of words with uppercase letters to get 305. Add this Roman numeral for 1 on line 1 to get 306. Or we add the number 1 in line 11. Notice how it is doubled, also to get 306. 306 is 17 times 18. I make such a big deal out of this sum? It is a clue to the real identity of the poet behind the name. A hint of the true context of line 11. Obviously, 18 follows 17. What of that? One respected poet's wife had a son in May 1583 who died soon after he was born. The poet may have only seen him for 1 hour. Remember that 306 is 17 times 18. The poet's son would have been the 18th of his line to bear the family's title. But that is not enough evidence for the argument to stick. The Gematria sum of the uppercase letters in the first 3 lines is 51, which is 17 times 3. The Gematria sum of all uppercase letters is again 242. We subtract the sonnet number to get 209. We subtract the number of lines to get 195. Finally, we subtract the number of words with uppercase letters to get 179, and we stop there. Why? Because the digits in 179 add to 17. 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 9 is 17. Therefore, we have the trias centomnia principle shown again. 3 numbers sharing the same constant, 17, in one way or another, one shape or another. Line 11 has 33 characters indicating a truth is being expressed. It's the same as the sonnets number. The line number is 11, implying a doubling of the poet. 18 letters follow he, the son. 9, 3 times 3, has 34 letters representing a doubling of the poet through his son / son, S-U-N-N-E. The poet's wife wrote 4 epitaphs to his son, their son, of which this one seems to be a companion poem. In doleful ways I spend the wealth of my time, feeding on my heart, that ever comes again, since the ordinance of the destines has been to end of the seasons of my years the prime. With my son my gold, my nightingale and rose is gone, for 'twas in him and no other where. And well though my eyes run down like fountains here, the stone will not speak yet that doth it enclose. And destines and gods, you might rather have ta'en my 20 years than the 2 days of my son. And of this world what shall I hope, since I know that in his respect it can yield but moss. Or what should I consume any more in woe, when destines, gods, and worlds are all my loss? They are both 14 lines long, meaning that the wife's poem is another sonnet. World is repeated 4 times. There would have been 4 people in his family had his son lived. Gold is featured in both poems, golden face, and the wife's son is her gold. Mountaintops are made of stone. Mountaintops in Sonnet 33, stone in the wife's poem. Pale streams and fountains are apt metaphors for tears. These lines are both found on line 7 in each poem, which is where the central conceits or ideas are. In Sonnet 33, he is describing the clouds as hiding his son's face. In the wife's poem, she is expressing her sorrow. The poet uses a sovereign eye and a hidden face as metaphors for his son and his premature death. The mother describes her loss much more deeply. She is eerily prophetic in lines 3 and 4, as she would never bear another son. She says, since the ordinance of the destines, in other words, since her destiny hath been to end of the seasons of my years the prime, she is actually saying that her destiny was to have her seasons of the prime. Primary focus was to bear sons. I take this line, or this 2 lines, to mean that she is bewailing the death of her son. What was in him that she laments so? The clues are in the first poem. Implies nobility. Triumphant splendor implies a type of victory. Together, they suggest a noble title. Yet for all their sorrow, these parents still deeply love their deceased son. The poet says, yet for him this my love no whit disdaineth. And the mother describes him as my gold, my nightingale, and rose. So, who wrote the second sonnet? Cecil Vere, the wife of the real poet. Which means Sonnet 33 was written by identified by the number 17. Is this merely an intellectual exercise, as these scholars claim? Or is it a heartfelt verse by a father mourning a son who sadly died soon after his birth? He was a noble of high standing, writing and acting as Shakespeare. He was Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.